thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now.
What's up, guys, and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, JNO, and welcome to my team for Game Week 21, where we go over how I did in Game Week 19 and 20, and then a quick talk about what we're planning to do in the New Year's Day and the 2nd of January fixtures to try and get our FPL rank to as high as possible. But before we do that, please check out the sponsors of this channel, Fantasy Football Fix. All of the stats on this video are from them, and here is a quick video to show you why you should also have a membership to Fantasy Football Fix. Use artificial intelligence and Optastats to build your new squad for the new season. Analyse the highest owned players and most popular starting squad currently entered into the FPL. Upload your squad at fantasyfootballfix.com now to improve your FPL performance. Click the link below or head over to fantasyfootballfix.com to get started. So we start off with how I did in Game Week 19, and we managed to get 86 points, which did see us rise in rank to 3,013, 525th, which is a nice big leap in rank because we're around the 700,000 mark. So we've more than halved our rank in one game week, with a game week rank of 35,400th, and total points now on after Game Week 19, 1,068, which is a great game week for us. We can see some big stand-up performers in Trent Alexander-Arnold and Adama Traore, who is someone that I've liked the look of. Was more of an eye test pick that was backed up just slightly by stats, more than backed up heavily by stats. So very happy with those picks. Happy I stuck with Trent for so long. Aurier also getting in with some points, 5 points. Dele Alli getting some points. Grealish, De Bruyne, Mane, Rashford. The only one that didn't return any points was Jamie Vardy. So a good performance overall from the majority of the side saw us go to a very big score of 86 points and a massive rise in our rank. Fortunately for me, there was no points on the bench either. Mbappe had 1 point, Sionchu and Rico 0 points. So bench choices were absolutely perfect. We move on to Game Week 20, and while it wasn't as impressive as Game Week 19, we still did get 65 points in a game week where a lot of people didn't get that impressive of a score. We had some good performances from Kevin De Bruyne with a goal and an assist, Sadio Mane with the captaincy armband doubling 11 points to 22. We also had Mbappe come off the bench for Jamie Vardy, who, congratulations to him and his wife on the birth of their child, and Rashford also returning some points, with Trent also getting a clean sheet. Now, slightly less impressive performance by Serge Aurier, and as you can see, I did bring in Lucas Moura for Dele Alli, as there were lots of rumours that Dele Alli may not feature in Game Week 20, so it was a bit of a one-week punt. Unfortunately, the other way round happened. Moura didn't start, Dele Alli did, but Moura did get 3 points, so it's not too bad. Unfortunately, he didn't have the captaincy armband. And then Sidibe did come on for Sionchu, where Sidibe just looks like a player that is getting forward a lot in Ancelotti's system, and I'm hopeful for clean sheets and attacking returns from Sidibe at his price point. As for the bench, again, no points wasted on the bench. 0 points for Vardy, 0 for Lundstram, and 1 point for Rico, although I suppose Rico would have been a better choice than Serge Aurier the way the game week went, but still happy with 65 points in general, seeing us rise to a rank of 279,917th, with a game week rank of 1.4 odd million. Total points now at 1,133, so we've had a pretty good Christmas period. But enough about me gloating about my rise in rank. Let's actually talk about Game Week 21 and the team and how it lines up. And we're sticking with a 3-5-2, which has been good to me over the Christmas period, with Pope in goal against Aston Villa at home. Hopeful Pope will get me some points in this one because he didn't over the Christmas period. Trent against Sheffield United at home. Again, hopeful for some points here, but Sheffield United are not an easy opponent. Same goes for Mane, who has the vice-captaincy at the moment. Rico against West Ham away. New manager at West Ham, so we might get that new manager bounce. A little bit worried about that pick. Aurier comes in with Southampton away, although I have considered maybe moving Aurier on just because his defending is just not that good. He's one of those players that, yes, he can get attacking returns, but defensively Spurs don't look that great, and also he does seem to be a liability at times, and his decision-making is pretty poor. Moura is on the team at the moment with Southampton away. Tempted to stick with him because I think he will start now, and it could be Dele Alli that gets rested, but I would want Dele Alli back in the long term, so I might make that switch this game week, depending on if I can read what Mourinho is going to do with his side. Fortunately, Mourinho is one of those managers that doesn't change things too often, so maybe going back to Dele Alli will be worth it. Traore is there against Watford away, Grealish against Burnley away, so if Pope doesn't keep a clean sheet, I'm hoping it's Grealish that gets some points there. Kevin De Bruyne against Everton at home, potential for him to be the captain as well, as Kevin De Bruyne has been in great form again. Rashford with Arsenal away, again, Arsenal's defence have looked better under Arteta, but I do like the idea of anyone against Arsenal's defence. And then Jamie Vardy, Newcastle away, currently has the captaincy armband. I'm presuming he will start, as pretty much Brendan Rodgers said he will. As for the bench, we've got Maupay against Chelsea at home as the first sub, just because I think Brighton do come and play some football. Chelsea have let themselves down against opposition that potentially they should have beaten, so Maupay may get some points. Sidibe, Man City away, it's mainly because I don't think there's going to be a clean sheet here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sidibe did get some attacking returns. And then the Lord Lundstrom, actually third sub. I think this is becoming a bit more common with him and Sheffield United because of their fixtures, but I'm always worried about Lord Lundstrom on the bench. So as I said, transfers I'm considering making. Dele Alli would be potentially one to come in for Mora. I'm also considering moving Serge Aurier on for someone else, maybe go back to Leicester City defence, maybe someone a bit more pricey than Ben Chilwell. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with the side at the moment. I do want to triple up on Liverpool come game week 24, which we will talk about in a second. But I don't really want to triple up on them when they've got Sheffield United, Tottenham, and then I believe it's Man United before that game week 24 fixture. So right now, Aurier and Mora seem to be, the Spurs boys seem to be the ones I want to change, although I have been looking at some other players, which we will discuss as well. So as we often do, we now look at the fixtures and we can see that Liverpool have risen to the top of the attacking difficulty fixtures as they have the likes of Sheffield United, Tottenham, Man United, Wolves and West Ham, Southampton and Norwich. So after that game week 23 fixture, I really do like the look of Liverpool with a triple up. Also, Bournemouth are now becoming an option again. Callum Wilson is one of those players that you can take a punt on, could do very well for you. Spurs also pretty high up there, which is why I'm thinking Dele Alli should be brought back into the side. West Ham, new manager bounce, potential there, although game week 24 isn't naturally a great double game week for them. Brighton, Leicester, Man United, Palace and Burnley have all risen up the table as well. Man City with a lot to prove, not too bad there as well around the middle ground for fixture difficulty. So taking those fixtures into account, these are kind of the players I'm looking at the moment. We have the likes of Willian, Deulofeu, Jordan Ayew, Calvert-Lewin, Aaron Moy, Jimenez, Dini, Maddison and Ismail Sarr as the players I am considering. Only one of them doesn't have a goal involvement, and that's James Maddison in the last 4 game weeks. But James Maddison and Leicester now have an easier fixture list. He is a very important cog in that side, and I feel like potentially Maddison's the most reliable option to consistently tick over points. Also, I think he's one of those that is less likely to be rotated than the likes of the wingers Barnes and Perez. Watford also have suddenly improved under Nigel Pearson. Ismail Sarr, Deulofeu and Troy Deeney all looking like options again, all around the same price point. I do also really like the look of Aaron Moy just as a cheap midfielder to be in that side at 4.8 million. Brighton don't have the toughest fixture list coming up, and Moy looks like an important player, but I fear that he is still a bit too deep for me to really consider him. Calvert-Lewin is someone I'm definitely considering to come in from the power though, purely because Calvert-Lewin under Ancelotti and under Duncan Ferguson suddenly looks like a striker that can score goals and is 5.8 million. The only one that really I'm considering other than him at that price point would be Jordan Ayew because of his 2 goal involvements, and that goal that he scored, I forgot the opponents, but it was a fantastic goal he scored, almost Messi-esque for Crystal Palace, really impressed me. Deulofeu is back on my radar, although it's only 1 goal involvement in that Watford side, and Willian has looked like the most consistent player in that Chelsea attack. And now that I don't have Tammy Abraham, if I do want Chelsea coverage, who am I going to go towards? Willian could be the one there. Raul Jimenez is there purely because Watford just look really good, but I've already got Adama Traore, so I'd probably change Adama Traore out if I was going to bring in Raul Jimenez. So that is the kind of transfers I am looking at potentially making, but it's very likely that I hold purely because I'm likely to be hungover come tomorrow morning, so it might not be the best time to make a transfer. That, and like I said, I am quite happy with the side, so it could quite easily be sideways move to Dele Alli for Lucas Moura if I think Dele Alli is going to play. And then just a little extra bit to this video, just for those of you that may be struggling, maybe you've dropped in rank, maybe haven't been able to rise in rank how you'd like in the first 20 game weeks, and aren't having the best of times with FPL. It can turn around so quickly. A lot of people have put their turnarounds on Twitter, so you can go and find their own there. Mine is here. From game week 10, I was 2.4 million. Now I'm at 279,917 in the game. That has now put me in the top 5% of players in FPL. That is a massive turnaround from 2.4 million. If you want to know how I think I did manage this turnaround, you'll notice I played my wildcard in game week 9. That was just before game week 10. Game week 9's points were only 30 points, which was not the greatest. But you can see I've consistently scored over 50 points apart from game week 18. A lot of green arrows, 3 red arrows there, but I'd say a lot of how I've changed the way I play is I now only look at stats after I've watched all the games. So my bias is towards looking for stats that back the players I'm already interested in. Now, that isn't how I've played before, and I have had good ranks before. Sometimes I haven't even watched the games and I've just gone off of what I've read about games and the stats. Play how you want to play, but I have had more success from game week 10 onwards when I've made sure to watch the games and then use what I've seen in the games, then look at the stats to back up decisions and players I've already decided I am interested in. So hopefully if you are having a bad start to the FPL season, or you've suddenly had a bad turn in form, that kind of advice will help you, but play the game your way. There's no perfect way to play the game. Everyone has bad seasons, everyone has great seasons, but just have fun doing it. Don't put too much pressure on it. At the end of the day, if I end up on 2.4 million at the end of the season, yes, it's not my greatest performance ever. However, that just gives me a marker to beat and destroy in the next season. And we've all got enough pressures in life already, so we don't need to add too much extra to that. Of course, that's easy for me to say now I've improved my rank. Anyway guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do hit that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell and become part of the flock where we just try to have some fun playing FPL while also getting a good rank hopefully. Also do check out all the links in the description down below, especially Fantasy Football Fix who have been a great supporter of the channel in 2019, so thank you to them. And also all of you have a good New Year celebration. Have a happy 2020 and hopefully we'll all have some fun together. Have a great year in FPL. With that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, have a great new year.